Hello folks, this is Margie Roy from 3dcuts.com, and today I am doing the tutorial for my Peekaboo Kitties shadow box. This shadow box combines the themes of stacked up boxes and kitties. It is designed to go into a 12 by 12 shadow box that I got for Amazon, although it can be resized. Before you begin, be sure to go to my website at the address shown on the screen. There are links to all of the supplies that I have used, plus there are measurements to all the parts in this shadow box. Those are important because not all software imports SVG files at the correct sizes, and you want to verify the sizes before you start cutting. Also, before you start, you need to make sure that your shadow box is the right size or that you adjust your files. My shadow box sells at Amazon as an 11 by 11 shadow box, but you'll see it measures 12 by 12. The inside measurement is 11 by 11. They don't all advertise the same way, so make sure your proportions are the same as mine. You can resize this if you want. You can leave out some boxes or whatever, but it is important that you have a shadow box that is deep. This one is 2¼ inches deep, and these boxes have depth to them. You cannot flatten it out, so you need a deep shadow box for this particular file. I'm going to insert a little sidebar here. I made this project complete with this frame. In fact, I made 3 of them, and when I was done, I thought about it being kind of too deep for these boxes, and I wanted to try it in a thinner frame. I did have these frames, and I discovered if I took out the glass and had the shadow box extend into the open space, it would fit in this frame really nicely, and I kind of liked it popping out of the frame as an alternative. I have put both of these frames into the listing of supplies at my website. The only thing that you would do different in all of the construction is this piece is 12 inches by 12 inches instead of 11 by 11. This shadow box, well, it's not a shadow box, it's a display frame, is 12 3/4 by 12 3/4 with an inside of 12 by 12. It is sold as a 12 by 12 frame. So the link is there. It creates a different kind of project. It is not behind glass. And sometimes glass is really appropriate for where it's being displayed. But I liked how the light got into this one a lot more. So it's your choice. I just wanted to tell you about both options before you started cutting and gluing. Let's continue. The papers that I used included 3 different colors of craft brown. They all came from different recollections, groups of colors, and they're all 8.5 by 11. I also used 1 sheet of 12 by 12 that was colored. This one was pink. On the time I make it now, I'm going to use blue instead. You can vary. And then I used a couple of colors for this box, plus a piece of black for the kitties. Also included is some yarn. This came from my stash. I want it in a contrasting color. I got this from a craft set at Amazon with a lot of different colors that allowed me to choose. Let's get started. I have already cut out all of my pieces. A couple of things that you need to do to prep. The back sheet you can cut on your paper cutter. It is 11 inches square for this particular size shadow box. There are 2 pieces, box A and box F, that are print and cut. I printed these on my printer first, and then I cut them. If you don't have print and cut capabilities, they are simple enough for you to cut out by hand. So still print them and cut them. I changed the type to gray before I printed. Also, all of the lines are gray. But I also had to turn off the cut lines on these so that they didn't cut out. I just wanted the outline and the dashed lines to cut out. I have also cut out a letter in each box to help you identify them. I will talk about them using this letter. It's just for identification purposes. You'll cover them up as you put the shadow boxes together. We are going to start with box A. All of these have dotted score lines. I use dotted score lines because that's what my machine can do. I don't have a scoring function. It is the most universal. And you're going to fold on all of the dotted fold lines. On all of these, I'm going to fold them toward the inside, all in the same direction. There we go. I am going to use score tape to put this box together. I'm going to put a long strip of score tape on the long tab right against the dotted score line. And on the side that has the A in it, I'm also going to put it on both of the short tabs up against the score line as well. Peel the long edge. Bring it around and seal it in place. Now with score tape, you've got to be careful on your alignment. You only have one chance and it doesn't redo. So get those corners lined up. And press in place. I use a letter opener as my long skinny finger to get in there and press things in place. Like so. Peel the other two. Fold those in. And close the ends. Here a pencil works well to reach in there and press down. Okay, there's box A. Box F, C, and B all go together in exactly the same way. I'm going to put it on fast forward while I put those three boxes together. You fold them, you use the score tape, and you close in one of the ends. And box C is done. Those four boxes all got put together the same way. D and E are slightly different. D, I'm going to fold over the ends differently, just for some variation here in my shadow box. Everything gets folded the same way, but you only put the score tape on the long side. Now on these, I want to fold over the ends like they do sometimes on cardboard boxes. This is easier to do if you use some glue dots. This tiny size, they help hold things. I'm going to take a glue dot, and I'm first going to put it right here on the edge of the D. And then I'm going to fold over the side on top of it and press those together. Then I'm going to put the glue dot on the top side here. Press that one in place. And this last one, I'm going to try to go over this and under this one. It's hard at this small scale, but doable. There we go. And now that it's in place, I will put glue dots under those to hold them as well. Guess just one is needed. I'm now going to do the same thing on the other end. I want to seal up both ends of box D. There we go, box D is done. Box E has 3 pieces. These 2 are kind of optional. Box E will all fold differently. These 4 sides will fold up, and these will fold back. Box E is going to be open to the front. And these side ones all fold in. Now I want the back of the box, which is going to be visible, to have the crisscrosses. So these are pieces that will fake that. One will go in this way, and the other will go in that way. We'll glue them on the back and on the front, and it'll make it look like the bottom of a box crisscrossed there. I'm going to use art glitter glue. I'm going to put it under the area here where this one will attach. Line it up with the dotted lines. And this one will go under here. And again, line it up with the dotted lines. Art glitter glue is my glue of choice for a wet glue. I buy it in a larger container, and I transfer it to these little containers with the tiny nozzle so that they work easily, good control. Links to that on my website. There, I've glued the back side as well. Our glitter glue does dry clear, so when I get a little sloppy, it takes care of it. Now we will again go back to score tape, and on the inside of each of these tabs, we will put a strip of score tape. Peel those. These are going to attach to the outside of the box. This one, the inside will be visible, the outside will not be, so the tabs are going on the outside. Do this on all 4 sides. Okay, there's box E. The last box is a triangle box. I used a triangle because G was a hard symbol to cut out. It is 2 parts, top and bottom. I added it to put a little more variation into the boxes. I know in my closet of stored boxes, there's all different types. Here I will use the art glitter glue. Fold up the tab. These go to the inside on this box. Put the glue on the outside of the tab here. Art glitter glue, if you hold it for about the count of 5 seconds, it gets tacky and it holds your stuff in place. Here's the bottom of the box. The top of the box goes together in the same way. I used a print paper for the top of the box. Again, just for some variation in the shadow box. That cover will go on this box at an angle of about like so. We'll do that when we're putting the kitties in. Okay, I have now completed all of the boxes. Now it is time to start assembling the shadow box. Let's get things together for that. One of the things I like about this particular shadow box is the way it has these clips on the back which allow you to take the back off multiple times. I change my shadow boxes and I have different inserts that go in them. If you want to do that, when you put this together, you'll design it so it comes apart. There's the inside collar. Take that out. The sheet that you've already cut to 11 by 11 can be glued onto this if it's going to be permanent. If you're giving it as a gift and you're not going to want it to come apart. I am going to want it to come apart, so I am not going to glue this into place. I am going to tape it with blue painter's tape right over the edges. Gonna have to redo that side. I got a pucker in it. Let's take this side off. Pull it out tight. Press again. And then let's do the last side. There we go. Okay, we're set to start building. Box A goes at the base. Now you can arrange the boxes the same way I did. A, B, C, D, E, F, and triangle. You can also get artistic and do it your own way. Just know that I designed it so that C and D are the same height as B, so that you can stack on top of them if you want to. If you have a smaller shadow box, you could do something like this. Designer's choice. Okay, I have put into the tutorial online a layout of how I did it. Box A, B, C, D, E, and F. And I will include that. I know from that layout that this box is to be about 1.25 inches from the left side and about 2.25 inches from the right side. Right about there. That is to give me enough room for this little kitty to peek out behind the box. And the kitty does have to go on before the box. Now on this version of the shadow box, I am not putting faces on the kitties. On the pink one that I showed at the beginning of the tutorial, I did have faces on the kitties. I used a Sharpie silver marker. I tried all different kinds of things to make tiny little faces on the kitties, and the Sharpie silver marker was the best tool. It's up to you whether or not you want to include faces. Just make sure you put them on the correct side. I'm going to start by attaching this kitty, and I want all of the kitties to not be glued against their surfaces, but to use foam dots to give them some dimension. I'm going to be using 1/2-inch foam dots for most of these. You've got to place them so that they cannot be seen. I'm going to put 2 up near the chest area of this little kitty, and I'm going to place this kitty right there in the corner, peeking out around this box. This will hold the back end down, and you see how that dimension is important. So right about like so. I will now take my art glitter glue and put it on the back of this box. And at about 1.25 inches, I am going to glue this box right onto my background. This is a tough one to get inside of. Okay, box C goes next. It's going to overhang here a little bit. Excuse me, this is box B. Box C is going to go over here. And again, I want this tab to fold back, but again, I have to make sure that the kitty is going to fit. This little kitty is going to be my hopping, jumping up kitty, and he's going to go in there like so. The tail is going to curve forward within the shadow box, and I have to leave enough places for this little kitty to be peering out of this box. Now on box B, I want the kitty attached to the front of box B, but not up against it tight. So at about its belly, I will put 2 pop dots, foam dots. And this kitty is going to go inside there, out far enough so that we see his face around the edge of the box. We want to make sure that his paws are down so that they'll attach to the bottom there, about like so. Okay, we can now add our glitter glue to the back and also a little bit here to the bottom because it is going to attach to the other box. Bend this forward like so. I moved those little white foam dots were a little too far to the front. Okay, box C. Now I know that on box A, I want this to stay back. I have found that it is best for me to use glue dots to make that happen. Otherwise, they'll go their own way. So let me take a couple of glue dots here while I have access. Put them on the back side of this flap. 2 of them should be enough. And fold that flap back. Okay. This one is going to go here. About like so. Again, check with my kitty here. If I put that down, he fits a little better. So let's take this and add glue to the back. I add glue near the edges because that's where I can get the best pressure. And then I want some on the back here also. Let's get this into place. our little jumpy kitty. We will give him a couple of foam dots. And we will attach him to the back with his paw up there and his tail wrapped around. There we go. Feet down on the bottom. Now we need box C. Box C will go in on this one, and we will have one of our yarn balls right here. So box C is going to get the glue on the back, some on the bottom, bring it in, and glue it in place. Okay, on box E, I am going to have it so that this top is folded in, and this side will be folded closed, and we will have a little standing up kitty. That's this one. Standing up here looking out from behind this door. She is going to need a bunch of foam dots on her back side. I used 4 on her. Make sure her feet are on the bottom. And press her in place. This one will get positioned here. I need glue on the back and glue on both sides of the bottom. Press her down into place. Okay, box F is going to go here at an angle, this way, with this side up going crooked, and the kitty here is going to be this reaching up one. She will go into this box, making it look like she's causing it to tip over. We will put onto her back side the foam dots. Kind of like 4 to keep them away from the back wall as much as possible. It then casts the best shadow. Let's position her so her paw shows like that. Now, for the yarn ball, here's the yarn scraps that I got from Amazon. And to make a ball, I just start wrapping it around my 2 fingers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it off and turn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I just keep turning it and making it into a little yarn ball. You'll need 2 of these. When it gets to be about the size I want, I'm going to take hot glue and put a dab of hot glue on it to hold it. And I'm going to let that dry. I've already made my second one so that I can move on here. It is going to be attached right here so that this box can be tipping onto it. I think that this one is too big, so the littler one is going to go here. Yeah, that's better in size. Put a good dollop of glue, hot glue on that. Hold it carefully. Put it there. I'm going to leave some string so I can arrange it around the shadow box later. Now we go back to box F. Box F is going to be tilting right there like so. Okay. Let's put glue on its back side. Let's tilt it right there and glue it into place. Great. Now as we go up, we get a kitty in this spot, sitting there. I should have put her in because her tail was supposed to go behind that one. I'm going to have to clip her off at about that point because she's going to be behind box E there. I'm going to put just 2 foam dots on this kitty. Get her back end in there and put her in place. And the last kitty in a box is this one. And she will go in the triangle box up here on the top. On this box, put a little glue here on the back corner. Same thing on the opposite side. And glue this cover on at an angle. It's always good to add some angles to your composition. This little kitty is going to go inside. She will be attached to the front of the box, again with about 3 glue dots. I'll put it back further on her rump so that it won't show. 3 foam dots, there we go. Slide her in. Squeeze that in place. There, we've got the kitty in this box. And this box will get placed up here on the top. Like so. Okay. This gets glue on the back side. And a little bit here on the bottom. And slide that into place. And squeeze it. Try to get your fingers in to press for a little bit. Then we'll have 1 kitty here in the front, right there. She'll get 2 foam dots on the back side. The download also comes with a JPEG file located in the folder that has tiny little shipping labels. This is just a document to print. It doesn't have any cut attached to it. And you can just cut these out by hand. And now using art glitter glue and artist's discretion, you decide where on the boxes you're going to put the shipping labels. I am going to put one right here. I am going to put another one here. I think I'll only use 4 of them, but there's extras if you want. There. And now we're going to glue our last yarn ball right in front of this kitty. Again, I'll use hot glue for this. And we're going to drape the yarn around the other kitties to show that they've all been playing with it. down here and behind this kitty. And this one I'm going to bring up and around this kitty through that corner. Down here, hook it behind this kitty's tail. Maybe behind his head too. And down across the front here. Oops, I should move my head so you can see what I'm doing, I expect. How you arrange these is really very much up to you. Isn't that looking terrific? Let's put the frame on and see how it looks. Remember to wash your glass before you do this. Oh, I got my string stuck up there. I'm going to have to move that down. Other than that, it's terrific. I think I like the blues best. I love how the black picks up the frame. What cute little kitties. Who have you made this for? Is it for yourself, or are you going to give it to someone special? Be sure to experiment with the different papers and send me photographs at margie@3dcuts.com showing me how you finished this shadow box. Have fun crafting, everybody. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.